Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Chris Thorns. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a story that I want to bring to your attention, so let's get into it right now. All right, guys, if you look over to where the spinning globe is, we can pull up some pictures. Boom, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're looking at here is, wait for this picture to come back up again. See, we come up in a minute. That guy right there. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy that you're looking at right there, his name is Austin Lee Edwards. And the other people that you see in this slideshow is people that he has murdered. Now, here's the story. The story is that he was online and he catfished a teenage girl, which I don't think they have released her name yet. And he drove quite a drive to go meet up with this teen. All right. And once he got there, it was said that he parked his car in the neighbor's yard, went to this child's house, and killed her folks and ended up kidnapping her. He was caught and had a shootout with the police, and he's no longer with us. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all hear what's going on with this, and hey, let's go.
Tonight, neighbors in Riverside, California are grappling with shocking details, each more horrifying than the last. A burnt-out home, a teenager abducted, a law enforcement officer killed in a shootout, and 3 beloved community members dead.
I'm so sad and sick to my stomach that, this would even happen.
Police now say that 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards, a former Virginia state trooper who'd most recently been working with the local sheriff's department, drove more than 2,000 miles to meet up with a teenage girl. Investigators say he'd obtained her personal information by deceiving her with a false identity online. That's known as catfishing.
What we do believe is, while he was contacting her online and digitally, that he was portraying to be a younger age, probably a teenager.
According to police, Edwards killed the girl's mother, Brooke Winnick, and grandparents Mark and Sherry Winnick, and set their home on fire. Then he fled the scene with the girl, who officials say appeared distressed. Sheriff's deputies tracked him down and shot him dead after he opened fire. The girl survived and is now in protective custody.
This should clearly be a wake-up call for all parents. You basically, as a parent, want your voice to be in your teenager's head, reminding them to be safe and not give out personal, private information.
Yes.
The sheriff's department, where Edwards had been hired this month, says that none of his previous employers had disclosed any reprimands or internal investigations.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that video was courtesy of ABC News. All right. So again, I want to bring this up again. As a matter of fact, let me pull something up real quick and let me see if they had the names of the victims. Well, at least from the articles I'm looking at, do they have the names of the victims in here? Yes, they do. The guy name is Mark Winnick. He has a wife. Her name was Cherie Winnick, 65, and their daughter Brooke Winnick, 38 years old. If I'm pronouncing that last name right, okay. So the other people who you are seeing in the pictures on the side of me are the victims. Once again, the name is Mark, Cherie, and Brooke. Arrested him to all 3 of you, and these was the family of the young teenager who he had abducted. All right. Well, what it look like now, like they always do, they probably not releasing, and they haven't released the name of the teenager yet. It's not that I have seen, and they probably not going to do it no time soon. And if there is a police conference, I don't know where it is, but I'm sure you good people are going to find a police conference and get it to me. All right. So with that being said, here's what it says. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I had limited information right now because this story is a developing story. And it says, former trooper accused of catfishing teen killing her family. And it goes on to say that this was in Riverside, California. A man who died in a shootout with police on Friday is accused of lying about his identity online in conversation with a teenager before traveling across the country to kill her family and set the house on fire. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that too. He set the house on fire. Okay. Austin Lee Edwards was killed in a shootout with members of the San Bernardino. If I pronounced that right, Bernardino. San Bernardino. Yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Shit, I can't say shit. County Sheriff's Department on Friday, while the teenager was taken into protective custody, according to a press release from the Riverside Police Department. Riverside police officers were dispatched early Friday afternoon to check on a young woman who appeared distressed while getting into a car with a man. While officers were responding, dispatchers began to receive calls about a house on fire nearby. Firefighters with the Riverside Fire Department responded to find 3 people dead inside the house, but investigators said they did not believe the victims were killed by the flames, the Associated Press reported. Then it goes on to say that the victims found in the home were identified as Mark, Cherie, Brooke. Riverside police said Monday the cause and manner of their deaths are pending and the house fire remains under investigation, though it appears to have been intentionally set. Police said officers determined the teenager who was subject of the initial welfare check also lived in the house with the victims. The man accompanying her was identified as Edwards. Riverside police said the detectives determined Edwards had met the teenager online and was engaged in catfishing, which is pretending to be a different person than they actually are, the police said. Excuse me. Edwards developed a relationship with the teenager and got her personal information before traveling from his home in Virginia. Officers said Edward parked his car in the neighbor's driveway once he arrived in Riverside and walked to the teenager home where he murdered her grandmother, grandfather, and mother before walking back to his car with the teenager and leaving. We had a grandmother and grandfather and the mother of this teen murdered by this suspect who traveled from across the country for most likely did sexual exploitation of this teenager. Riverside Police Officer Ryan Resback told KBC. Police said Edwards previously worked for the Virginia State Police and was recently employed by the Washington County Sheriff's Office in Virginia. Our hearts go out to the Winnick family and their loved ones during this time of tremendous grief, as this is a tragedy for all Riversiders, said Riverside Police Chief Larry Gonzalez. This is yet another horrific reminder of the predators existing online who prey on our children. All right. And again, once again, anybody who can get a hold of the press conference, please get that to me. All right, here's my analysis of this. Okay, I want y'all to understand this is why I preach real hard about this online thing when it comes to teenagers. All right, this is a prime example. Again, I'm a big fan of the channel Investigate Discovery. If it's the same name now, any chance I get to watch it, I will watch it. Okay. And one of the shows that used to come on was called Web of Lies. And I talk about this a lot of time on my show. Web of Lies. And Web of Lies is based on what we just heard right here. These youngins get on these internet, getting on these sites and these dating sites and whatnot, and be thinking they be talking to somebody on the other end they feel so attracted to the point that a lot of them do end up falling in love with them because they're so attracted to this person. But come to find out the whole time, it's not their person. And I think I may have seen a couple of episodes where, the person told them how grown they was, but they still was willing to talk to them and whatnot. Okay? Now, just like they putting up in here, this is where the problem comes when the teenagers get so comfortable that they give these people their personal information. All right? And me personally, that's a no-no. Okay? Maybe we stayed in the same city or the state, maybe. But somebody miles away, no. But I guess even with that though, it all depends on what all this man had told her under what profile he was using. Okay? I guess it depends on that too. But then again, I guess you could take that back too, because you like, regardless of how far or the whatever profile he was using, she should not have given out this information. And I guess the people who say that, hey, I gotta agree with that as well. All right? But the thing is, I preach and preach and preach and preach and preach. Ladies and gentlemen, please watch your children when it comes to this internet thing. Watch your children when it comes to them gaming and they talking to other people online. Watch them, period. Or if you can, which I think is possible now, put restrictions on your internet. Put restrictions on it. In which I think I can do that. I think at certain times of the day, wherever you choose, you could put a restriction on it for them. So they won't be up in the middle of the night doing stuff like this. All right? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When I first heard this story, I was like, I hate that this happened and this is fucked up. But a part of me was saying, if it weren't for her, this would not have happened, which a part of me still is saying that. Because if you really look at the gist of the situation, by her giving out her personal information, this has happened. She lost her folks. I mean, it is the reality of it. I mean, this will happen. But at the same, though, how did she know that this was going to happen? She didn't know this was a grown-ass pervert. She probably thought this was a teenager. Whatever the hell he said to her, use whatever profile he was using. And I hope they release that. Which I probably doubt they will, but let's just say we might get lucky and they release all what was being said. Then maybe they give me my final feeling or how I feel about, if she should take some of the blame for this or not. Which I know a lot of y'all probably going to say, well, nah, Chris, that ain't right. Hey, she was a teenager, she was just doing or following her heart. And I'm going to say to you, okay, I can ride with that. But still, though, just think about, internet. You gave somebody your personal information. You told them where you was at. And this is what they do. And this has happened. And thank God she is safe. And maybe when she get older, she had children. She could pass on this to her children and tell them, hey, I already made you stay doing this. I don't want y'all doing this. What I did. For what I did, and look what happened. But with that being said, I don't want to just get up here and just beat up on her. I don't, because this is fucked up. What happened? Because even though she did this, doesn't mean it gave him a right to go kill this girl. To kill her family. And it gave him the right to do that. But again, guys, I just want you to, y'all know me, I just look at everything. I just want to look at how it happened, where it happened, when it happened, and this and the third. You might not agree with it a lot. You might not agree with it, but, sometimes you just got to look at everything and call it straight down the middle. Okay? So please understand. I'm not trying to beat her up, but I'm just letting y'all know that part of me felt like that when I heard this story. Okay? But hopefully this will give a lot of you who have children, young children, even when they grown to be young teenagers and young adults, hopefully you will see stories like these and stories that be on Investigate Discovery, because Investigate Discovery, that's not a fake channel. That's stuff that has happened for real. Even though they got actors that's playing out the story, but that stuff happens for real. You look them up, it's a true story. And the era that we in now, shit is getting real. Shit's getting real now. You cannot turn a blind eye to it, because within the snap of a finger, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And even with that, you know, us as adults, I got to say this too. We have to be careful when we messing around on these dating sites. We have to be careful because we just don't know who we are inviting in our home. We have to be careful. That's why with me, if I'm fucking around on any kind of dating site or even message or anything like that, anybody come to me and tell me they want to get to know me, which this did just happen to me probably a couple weeks ago. Somebody come on Instagram talking about where their profile saying they're just looking to be with somebody, which I thought that was strange because I never seen about on Instagram that said that. But however though, they sent me a friend request, I accepted. They was like, yeah, I want to get to know you. I'm like, what is it about me that you want to know? And they was like, everything. And I told them, I said, I tell you what, you hit that camera button, I tell you everything you want to know. And they said, okay. You think they ever hit that camera button? No. No. You want to know why they never did it? Because 9 times out of 10, that's a fake profile. Okay? And that's how they get a lot of these people in these social media. They come on with these fake profiles with these pretty girls or pretty men, if the girl's looking for a man or whatnot. And if you don't do your due diligence and do your research or try to make them cam up anything, you know, they'll get you if they could. That's why I'm grateful for a lot of these social media things now. You want to see somebody, you want to see they legit, make them hit that video button. If they won't hit that video button, they're trying to scam you, or they're trying to come kill you, try to hurt you, or even the worst case scenario, try to put you into some kind of sex trade. So to the young generation, I say to you, you get into messages like that, make them cam up. If they don't cam up, block them. Block them. If they don't answer none of the questions that you ask them, and keep saying everything else except for the question that you ask, block them. Because that's another way you know the profile fake too. If you specifically ask them a question or specifically say something to them and they don't respond to that, block them. Block them. It's fake. Okay? And I should have said it to adults, but I said it to you too. If that happens, block them. Because it's fake. And we all know how a lot of these people profiles getting hacked anyway. Anytime somebody come, you talk about they want to give away some money or they came into some money, this and the third, block them. It's a scam. It's a scam. All right? But again, rest in peace to these people who lost their life. I'm glad the young lady is safe. And, well, this one pervert that we don't have to deal with no longer. All right? Not saying that it'll make the situation any better. But hey, we're done in the dark, comes to the light. And that's one thing I'm sure we all can agree on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the developing story. It's more updates come out on this story. I'll be more than happy to come and give you more updates on this story. But for now, let me know your thoughts on this story. And I would like to hear y'all thoughts, what y'all think about when I said, how I felt about, I feel like part of me would say I feel like it was kind of her fault. Do you think I was going too far with that? Do you think, I'm wrong for saying that? Just tell what you really think about that. Or some of y'all feel the same way. Tell me why y'all feel the same way. All right? Thank y'all for listening. I'm your man, Chris Thorns. Peace out.